Welcome to NHD Photo Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this, which is an FD to EF adapter. This is made by Opteka, and as you can see it has a corrective lens element. Basically, back in the 80s, Canon switched over from FD mount lenses, which were their manual focus, manual aperture lenses, i.e. these. This is a 50mm 1.8 I have, to the EF mount that they have today, which is the electronic focus type lens. This doesn't have any aperture controls on the lens. It's all done inside the camera, and you have autofocus, which was, an innovation, so you had autofocus with the EF lenses, and you had aperture done within the camera, which was not done with the FD lenses. Also, the mount is reversed from what the FD is. So they made a lot of different changes to the EF lens. Made EOS cameras that use the EF lens incompatible with the FD lenses. So what that means is that they needed to come out with an adapter, because granted, you're going to have some customers that are going to be peeved because you've gotten rid of a mount that's been around for 20 years. So what they did was they came out in limited supply with an adapter. Okay, this adapter allowed the use of FD lenses with EOS cameras, but again, they only made them in limited quantities. This was just to appease people that initially got on board with the EOS cameras. They eventually came out with another one that did not have the corrective lens element. This allows the lenses, the FD lenses, to reach infinite. Without this, you can't reach infinite. So they used the corrective lens element. They came out with one later that didn't have this for macro lenses, because you're not going to use infinite when shooting macro. So again, limited supplies were made, and there was an open market because Canon never came out with another one of these. Hint, hint, Canon, you need to come out with another one of these. Especially with the cameras that shoot video. A lot of videographers are used to setting aperture iris, as they call it, and the focus in the lens with the pro-grade movie reel cameras. So they're used to doing that, and they're going back to these vintage lenses because you can do that. So they're looking for adapters like this. Now, this is a cheaper adapter. This was $24.99. And there's a reason for that. While this is a decent adapter, the one problem I have with it is there's no set depth for this lens element. It's removable so that you can use it with macro lenses that do not require this corrective lens element. But the problem is that there's no set depth for this lens element, which means that you screw it back in and you just keep going, it'll screw out the bottom. So what can happen is that you can be too shallow or too deep, which means you'll go, you won't be deep enough and you won't reach infinite, or you'll be too deep and you'll go past infinite. So that's the problem with this, is that if you take it out to use it with a macro lens and then you try to put it back in, or even if you get this, it's not to say that they screwed it into the right depth. There's no gauge here, there's no nothing to say stop here. That would make this a much better product. If this had a stop in it so that when you screwed the element in, it stopped and didn't keep going, this would make this a better product. Now, there might be benefits to that, because you might have a lens that, because of its age, its use, it's not calibrated anymore correctly. So that you could use to calibrate it, but that's time consuming, and it takes a lot of energy, because I had to sit there and calibrate it with that 50mm just basically tiny little screws, put it all back together, see where it was at infinite, try again, just so I could get it close to where it's supposed to be. I would still recommend it if you have FD lenses that you want to use, primarily macro, but there are other rings out there that do not have this lens element that may be cheaper. So, you know, while this is a sturdy mount, I mean, this has a very sturdy mount, has a lock, there's all kinds of cool features about this. The one thing that makes it not so good is the lens element. And again, I would recommend it for those using macro lenses, or, you know, if you don't mind fiddling with this lens element to get it just right for your standard lenses. Again, it'll allow you to use it. The one problem with the FD lenses is you have to have a corrective lens element if you want to use them with your EOS camera. It's just the difference in the construction and the depth of the medium. You know, the medium was shallower in the older cameras. So this corrects for that difference in depth and things like that, difference in the camera, but it could be better. So there are other ones out on the market. If you have one you know of that has a lens element that you can take out, put back in, and it's a set depth that you don't have to worry about, oh crap, I didn't put it in right, please comment, let me know, and if it's on the cheap, I'll get it and test it out and let you know what I think of it. But this one, again, while it's good, it's not great. If you want to check this product out, I will have the link down below. And again, this is an Opteka FD to EF adapter. Thank you for watching, and please check out my website, nhdphoto.com. Thank you.